Welcome, beautiful people. Today, I was talking to someone. You know what? Nowadays, I'm going to start making videos. When I'm talking to someone in the DMs and I'm answering their questions, I'm just going to come and make a video about it because it seems like that's the most helpful things that people are benefiting from. This guy was talking to me, and he was telling me, he's struggling with anxiety, struggling with depression and all that stuff. And I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are struggling with that too. Me too. He's like, what's the solution? And then when I gave him the solution, I told him, be in a state of sujood. Sujood. What is that state? And I told him how to do it. What is that state? So let's go over some ayats in the Quran on what it truly is, because this is also going to be helping. A lot of you guys have been asking me, can you please give us that salat video? So this is going to be helping with that video because you need to be primed, right? Sujood, you might think sujood is just when you go down like this and then that's it. In the Quran, I told you, outer and inner meaning. So Allah actually describes sujood when Allah says, خَرُّوا سُجَّدًا يَخَرُّونَ لِلْأَذْقَانِ سُجَّدًا. They fall on their chins, to their chins actually, in a state of sujood. But then, Allah talks about sujood in two different ways, physical and spiritual. So Allah tells you they go down. يَخَرُّون means they fall down. لِلْأَذْقَانِ سُجَّدًا, to their chins and sujood. Does that mean you fall down literally like this on your chin? No, to their chin. So the floor is here and to it. So parallel. That's the physical sujood. But then Allah talks a lot about the spiritual sujood. And then Allah tells you, النجم والشجر يسجدان, that the stars and the trees, they do sujood. Allah says that everything actually in nature, they do sujood. Everything in nature, they do sujood, they do tasbih, and they do salat. They do salat, which means that these are all different things, which is it's actually crazy, right? But what does that truly mean? What does sujood truly mean? Allah says they enter the doors, يدخلون, they enter the doors in sujood. I forgot the Arabic ayah. Does that mean that they enter the door like on their face like this and then they're entering the door? No. So it's a spiritual state, which means that they're entering the city in a state of obedience. Obedience to what? We don't know. Maybe the laws of the city, the laws of Allah, but they enter to the city in a state of obedience. And Allah says that the najmu wa shajara yasjudan, meaning that everything in nature, they're doing sujood, which means that they're obedient to the laws that Allah gave them. For example, if I gave you a apple tree seed, that seed will never ever become an orange tree seed. It's impossible because it's doing sujood to what it's made to do, which is becoming an apple tree itself. Do you know what I mean? So sujood is you being obedient to the things that Allah gave you. إِذَا تُتْلَى عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُنَا خَرُّوا سُجَّدًا. When our ayat are recited upon them, they fall down in prostration, which means they fall down in obedience. Allah actually tells Maryam, Ya Maryam, اقنتي واسجدي واركعي مع الراكعين. Even that ayah, it's saying do sujood, do qunut, then do sujood, then do ruku'. And it makes you think, it's like, wait, it's not even the order that we do in salah, which means that it's deeper than just the physical positions. Ruku', we're not going to get over ruku' yet, but this is what sujood is. And then you go and you understand what Maryam was doing, and she was doing clear sujood. What did Maryam do? She انتبذت من أهلها مكانا شرقيا. She withdrew from her family to a place towards the east. What does that mean? She left everything that's familiar within her and she directed her attention to a place towards where the light comes out. And I told you that Allah breathed into the human from his spirit, which means that the human being contains something deep. That's why Allah says that we presented the amana on everything. None of the creation was able to take it except the human. So you have something deep within you. And she directed her attention to that thing. That's sujood. What Maryam did, the entire process of Maryam is sujood, which means that she became obedient to the laws that Allah put. Allah says that the the malaika, they did sujood to Adam. The only thing that didn't do sujood to Adam is Iblis. What does that mean? It means that, I told you how the malaika are the cosmic laws. If you want to really think of the malaika as something here, it's the cosmic laws. There are laws around you, and these laws are obedient to the human being. Which means that when you understand these laws and you move through them, they'll serve you. That's what Allah did, to make everything in creation to serve you. وَسَخَرَ لَكُمْ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ, the angels, the cosmic laws, وَالْأَرْضِ, which is so beautiful. Like, Allah truly has honored the human being. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, Allah has honored you, the human being. Allah has honored me. I literally walk around right now and I'm like, everything in the world is made for me. And it's the most beautiful state, as if like everything is my living room. You go any country and it's familiar because you know that this land Allah has made for you. Now, obviously, it's not in an arrogant state where I go and I'm like, I go to a completely different country, in Thailand, for example, I'm like, hey, come serve me. No, it's you knowing that Allah made everything for you out of love, and you're enjoying it. You're looking at it as if it's so beautiful, because it is so beautiful. I look at the trees and I'm like, they're so beautiful. And just that, appreciating that is gratitude. You're giving shukr to Allah. Now, sujood. The cosmic laws, the angels and malaika, they're obedient to the human being. The only thing that goes against the human being is Iblis, the laws of Iblis. What are the laws of Iblis? Keeping you in poverty, keeping you overthinking, waswasa, making you believe in other gods, making you believe in things within you that didn't even come from Allah. Do you understand what I mean? Now, when we say do sujood only to Allah, it means stop doing sujood to things within you. That's the first thing. When you have a thought, the moment that you become obedient to that thought, you've done sujood to that thought. The moment that you start becoming obedient to beliefs that are not even from what Allah told you, you're becoming obedient to something other than Allah. And this is very hidden. Very, very hidden. You might come and tell me, oh no, I don't do sujood to things other than Allah. So then why is your life so bad? And yes, having a life that's very, very tight. And what I mean by a life that's tight is that you are tight. Your chest feels very, very tight. When you're having such a life, your life outside could be good. But if you have a life, if you're in a state where you're feeling very, very tight, understand that Allah is almost like sending you messages to tell you you're disconnected from the divine. Why? Because you're doing sujood to things other than Allah. If you're with Allah, you'll be feeling inshirah as-sadr. You'll be feeling ease most of the time. And I know some people are going to be like, so what? You're telling me the people that are struggling in life, they're all disconnected from Allah, like Allah is punishing them? Don't be thinking with that mentality. The mentality that you should be thinking about is that Allah is putting signs in their life to tell them that they're disconnected. So then once they're connected back to the divine, instantly, inshirah as-sadr. So then when they do sujood back to Allah, inshirah as-sadr. So how do you do sujood to Allah? The very first thing is to stop doing sujood to everything else other than Allah. Whenever you have an emotion, and immediately you give in to that emotion, you've done sujood to something other than Allah. That's why Allah says, Ibadur Rahman, they swallow their anger. They don't let anger take control of them. They don't let fear and grief take hold of them. Allah says, Awliyaullah, la khawfun alayhim, wa la hum yahzanun. Now you might come and tell me, what about all the prophets? Like, didn't the prophets go through sadness? Didn't they go through feelings of tightness? And I'll tell you, yes. And I'll tell you the reason why Allah makes them go through that, to give you an example of what to do when you're in that. That's how merciful Allah is. Allah literally gave you instructions within the Quran, what to do when you're in such a state. And most of the time people tell me, but look at Yaqub alayhi salam. He cried his eyes out. And I'll tell you, Yaqub alayhi salam was in a state of sabrun jameel. Sabrun jameel. What is truly sabr? Sabr is like you're in the nighttime, but you know the daytime is coming. Sabr is seeing, you know you're in a state that's dark, but you know light is coming. So your life is bad, but you know within this negativity, there is positivity. And you don't just know it, but you feel it. You see the beauty in the negativity. You see the beauty in when your life is turning upside down. So yes, I'm not telling you stop. I'm not telling you like don't cry anymore. Hold your emotions, because when you do that, when you're starting to hold your emotions, you're feeling tightness still. You're resisting actually. So you're not even in a state of sujood. A state of sujood, relax. Relax. Let everything come, but don't attach yourself to anything. Allah is mentioning the trees. Specifically, the trees are doing sujood. Now go look at the trees. How are they living like? Right now, as I'm looking at the trees in the window, the leaves are falling. Right now, my hair is falling, right? It's so bad. But right now, you could have things within you getting destroyed. Your life getting destroyed. Is the tree like overthinking? And truly, go look at the tree. Is it overthinking? Is it destroying itself? No, it's just going through it. Going through it, not attaching anything to it. And it always comes back with full leaves. Always. If no one comes and cuts the tree, it always comes back with full leaves. How? It's like it lives in complete trust to Allah. How? Because it's doing sujood to Allah. Which is very, very beautiful. Even the stars. Some stars get destroyed. Always comes back. Always comes back. So what I'm telling you, you'll go through things. Don't be attaching meaning to those things. Just because, I don't know, you got into an accident, let's just say. Now you're like, I'm so stupid, bro. Why does this always happen to me? Why is Allah always doing this to me? You don't think any of these things. You go through it, all good. All good. And that is what fixes everything. I recently got into an accident. It wasn't even me. I was just literally about to take a left turn, just waiting for the lights. Some random woman comes from behind me and hits me. I'm like, oh my God. Out of nowhere, man. I'm like, whatever, it's all good. I come out of the car, nothing happened to my car. Nothing. And my car is like, I'm not gonna tell you which car, but it's a good car, but it's fragile. It gets like hit. You can see the mark pretty fast. I look at my car, nothing happened. Nothing happened. I look at her car, the license plate came off. I'm like, what the heck? That's the state of sujood. When you're just all good. And this doesn't mean, also listen, because I know the thoughts that sometimes people get, this doesn't mean that you let people come and walk all over you. Like when I came out to the lady, I'm not like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. No, like I was actually I was kind of not aggressive, but I'm like, here, give me your driver's license, give me your insurance papers, give me your this and that. And she was like, no, please don't send this to insurance. I'm like, just give it to me, because you never know. But you know what I mean? Like, you don't let people walk all over you, but you're not attaching anything to it. You don't become like, oh, why does this always happen to me? Why is Allah doing this to me? It was so random that Allah had to come and do it on me. No. When bad things happen, you're relaxed. You're relaxed because you know you're in a state of sujood. You don't attach yourself to the thoughts that come to you, the waswasa that comes to you. Do you understand what I mean? It's actually a very, very beautiful state. So how do you get into the state? Well, you do need some practice. And how do you even get that practice? I've been making videos for you to teach you that. The stories of the prophets, they're all to teach you that. When you look at Ibrahim, like, it's a complete representation of how to truly worship Allah. How to do sujood, how to do salat, how to do ruku', how to do all these things. You look at Maryam, all of it, all these things. Musa, all of it, all these things. Your obedience to Allah, to the signs of Allah, ayatullah. The ayat of Allah are not only in the Quran, because Allah says, سَنُرِيهُمْ, we will show them our signs in the horizon, بِالْآفَاقِ وَفِي أَنفُسِهِمْ. So those feelings that come to you, they're ayats. Allah's showing it to you. When Allah sends inspiration to you, and here's the thing, by the way, when Allah's sending inspiration, and you'll know when Allah sends you inspiration, go and act upon it. If you've made dua that you want a certain thing, and inspiration came down to you, go and act upon it. And that's the thing. Sometimes people ask me, what's the difference between waswasa and inspiration? What you need to be doing, very first thing, is to become hyper aware of what's happening within you. And then you'll know. Then you'll know the difference between inspiration and waswasa. Waswasa is always going to come to make you feel small. The laws of Iblis, to make you feel small. Inspiration is going to make you feel expanded. Expanded. Which is very, very beautiful. So sujood, Habibi, I'm thinking of other ayats. I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish off this video, and then all of a sudden, all the other ayats are going to come into my mind, and I'll be like, why didn't I say this? Why didn't I say that? But that's what sujood is. Obedience to the laws of Allah. Which means you're not obedient to the laws that are not from Allah. So be very, very aware of what's happening within you. I told that person, what I actually told him, let me give you something very, very practical so you could do it. This thing I call flash meditation. Flash meditation, all that it means is that 30 times a day, 50 times a day, for 10 seconds, drop everything. Drop everything. Your name, drop it. Identity, drop it. Who you are, drop it. What you do, drop it. What are you thinking about? Drop it. How are you feeling? Drop it. Drop everything. And bring all your attention right here in the present moments. That's where you can find the manifestation of Allah, in the present moments. Because most of the time we're always stuck in our head. When you come back here, you'll see the ayat of Allah. Because Allah says on the outside, there is the ayat of Allah. So come back here. Drop everything and come back here for just 10 seconds. Not even for that long, just 10 seconds. Do this 30 times a day, and you can pick it up after. Do this 30 times a day. Eventually, it will be like a habit. So imagine like your day-to-day, you're always stuck in thoughts, and then you do flash meditation, no thoughts. And it comes back. Thought, and then flash meditation, no thought. Eventually, your whole day is just going to be like this. Just like this. You're not lost in your head anymore. You're just here. In a state of sujood, right here. Just like the trees, just like everything in nature. They're always here. They don't overthink. They're always following the laws of Allah. And nothing's ever been broken in nature. Everything always moves in the most effortless way. And they always get things done in the most effortless way. This right here, the most beautiful state you can experience. I think this is it. Should be it. If this was helpful for you, Habibi, let me know.